Hello everyone and welcome to the third and final round of the 2024 Merry Sunshine House Classic. Oconee National Disc Golf Complex is our host. Got a great card for you with Noah Meintsma, a co-leader along with Micah Groth. Third up will be Chace, and rounding on our card, Matthew Blakely coming out of Ohio. As I said, it's our third round. And unfortunately, weather will be a factor today. We've been blessed with two pretty nice days today. Well, we'll see what happens. It's not going to be pretty. We kick it off on hole number 1, 375 feet. You got to beat the uprights dead straight. Not too much to this. It's just really a matter of missing the first two trees and then getting down there and making a putt. Maybe seeing if you're fully warmed up as our co-leader Noah flirts with the left side upright, but it's going to filter all the way to the pin. He's going to have a birdie look. Micah Groth out of Woodruff, South Carolina, telling us that he had just turned 19 recently. No longer the youngest kid out there on the tour, he was saying. And a new face, at least to my coverage and meeting for the first time, is Chace. As he connects with the tree, he gets a nasty kick down to the right-hand side. He comes out of East Greenwich, Rhode Island, rated 1019. And Matthew Blakely, a guy I grew up playing some big events with way back in the day. Matt, not on the tour, so to speak. He's got a full-time job. He's, in fact, trying to hustle back to it for Monday's action come the regular work week, so to speak. And what a great recovery shot there for Harry. He has this left to possibly save the par. He's in shallow circle, too. Representing Rhode Island all day. What a par recovery in the 12 shots that we saw off the tee on hole number 1 on the coverage. He was the only one to not make it clean. But that's a great scramble to still walk away with a par. And after a great drive from Noah, he too will have to settle for a par. Just over the rim for Matt. Micah steps up to the birdie look. Making it look pretty easy here on hole number 1. So just like that, he's going to be your new outright leader. We head to hole number 2. We've seen some pretty conscious decisions of either laying it up somewhere along this short side and then throwing over on the second shot, or just going right after it off the drive. You have a short side OB and then a long side OB. Full send for Micah. Oh, and a kick off the tree. A near perfect redirect.
Stay up. Just stay up. Just stay up. Yesterday I hit the wood.
No. They stay in or they kick back?
Inbounds, not a problem for Blakely. Oh, this looks too much turn. Oh, and then a late kick is going to put it onto the bridge, which is going to be out of bounds. So quite the momentum shift immediately in Micah's favor. Not only getting the first hole birdie, but now stepping up, having a look for birdie on 2, while Noah is trying to throw over and just try to get up and down and save a bogey.
Solid, straight up and down.
And it looks like he should be able to accomplish that. But 2 guys that came in tied. Now looking at a difference here, but Micah doesn't capitalize. So he'll be just picking up 1 on hole number 2, but that's 2 strokes in 2 holes. Just off the mark. So you got to think Noah's already thinking about how quickly the lead has changed here just in the first 2 holes. Plenty of golf to play, though. I think we have something like 39,100 billion feet yet left to play. Or maybe that's the tree count. Either way, a great shot for Harry. And he has the tap-in birdie. Just got to make your putts. That's all there is to it. We head to hole number 3. You're trying to play right to about here. And if you're standing on that hillside, a hyzer, standstill hyzer is often what will be thrown. Sometimes a forehand bending from right to left. And as you can hear, the rain has started. That one slides through. Good positioning for Groth. And a little redirect coming in there for Blakely's not going to hurt. Starting the round at 12:20 p.m. And knowing that the rounds have taken somewhere around 4.5 hours, knowing that it's not going to be sunny, knowing that things are going to slow down considerably, just immediately already thinking about how the day may unfold in terms of the pace. Well, that's going to work out just fine. Matt's going to have a long look for birdie. The standstill. That's going to give Noah an even closer look for birdie. Well executed by Micah. So if you haven't noticed already, the course really, as in terms of the configuration at the moment, it really sets up for scoring on the first 3 holes and then scoring on the last 3 or 4 holes. And by scoring, I mean pars and birdies. Everything else in between, a lot tougher to come by when it comes to birdies. But the first 3 holes seem to be on the easier side, and the last 3 holes are on the easier side. So you got to take advantage of them when you can, and Blakely is going to be past the basket. He doesn't connect with anything there. Noah gets his first birdie of the round. He'll go back to even for today's round. That gets him to 2 over on the tournament. And not a problem for Micah as he's in. He's off to a great start, getting 2 of the first 3. And the putter not quite on for Matt. Par for Harry, and Blakely's going to turn the birdie look into a bogey. Something you can't do there on hole number 3. Birdies don't come along too often here. Anywhere on this course, that is, as we head into our first of 3 par 5s. Hole number 4, 870 feet. Just through a few of these trees. There's lanes. The question is, can you find them, and then can you navigate down them? I've known Noah for quite a few years. Not quite as long as Matt, per se. Noah hailing out of Minneapolis, however, was talking about he thinks he's going to take the off season, or we'll say when things slow down, he's going to do that in Florida this year. He spent a couple years in Arizona over the past few off seasons. Says he likes what the Florida scene has to offer. That's a misfire by Blakely. And he's going to be heading to the drop zone on the other side. With penalty, that was his 3rd. Here's a terrible kick for Harry. That's kicking way off to the left side. It's officially picked up from a sprinkle into a light rain. I don't know where that distinction comes in, but it's steady. A good 3rd shot. There is a Mando that you have to go to the right of. Harry didn't have a problem clearing that, and pretty good drive, getting quite a bit of distance, as he says, a good gap there. Sometimes you'll hear players just say, they're happy with the progress they made. It may or may not have been perfectly on line, but anything that's carrying forward through some of these fairways, that's what they're content with. Oh, no. Micah hits just a few feet in front of him and then finds another tree here on this shot. You have to be mentally dialed in to not want to just throw up your hands and give up at any point during one of the rounds out here, or at any point during the weekend. Because as we've seen now, there can be times where you're throwing 3 or 4 consecutive shots that hit 3 or 4 or 5 trees. And to put this in perspective, as I was just talking about tree hits and all the thwacking that we're hearing going on out here, Noah's rated 10-17. Solid player. Micah, 10-22. Harry, 10-19. Blakely, 10-13. I mean, we're not dealing with some AMs hacking through the woods here. We're talking about world-class players that still have a hard time finding and executing some of these lines. Speaks to the difficulty. I know there's been a lot of conversation over the first 2 rounds as to if this is the wooded golf that people love to see. This is a beautiful property that I think is going to continue to work itself into a world-class facility, and I know plenty of effort by Brian and the rest of his crew and everyone else out here are hoping for just that this is going to be a destination. I know you can find more information out there at their website. That's going to be linked in the description below. Going to be a double bogey for Blakely. OconeeNational.com is the place to go if you're looking for everything that they're going to be developing out here as we head to hole number 5. It's a par 4. Looking for something that bends from left to right off the tee so that then you could shoot straight through the tunnel and have it finish on the left side. If you go too far left off this tee shot, you could be out of bounds. So that's tracking to the OB. However, just as it hooks up at the end, he's going to still be in bounds. Not a great position. You're looking for about 25 or 30 feet more to the right. And Harry's going to put some more air under this. And that is penetrated more, and it's more to the right. Looks like he still has a few trees to contend with, though. Just a standstill. If you told somebody you would pay to be able to place your disc in a spot on this fairway, you'd put your disc right where Matt just landed. He is perfectly lined up with the rest of the fairway. And Micah's trying to get down the tunnel. So we've seen players over on this left side try to go the backdoor route, and we've seen two people both go out of bounds. Rathbun in round 1, Jake Mon in round 2, and that one hit the wire but then goes inbound. So our first successful attempt is Harry doesn't hit the gap he was looking for. And here's what I mean by just prime position. Okay, not so prime now. That actually kicks all the way down into a ravine-like area that is considered casual, and I think Matt's going to go down and play from it, but a huge missed opportunity after truly the best drive of the weekend. Harry's 4th, I believe. And I believe he's also going to now be down in the ravine. Couple more tree hits. And he was down there. However, you can play it as casual. Matt's opting to go down there and play from there. And he's got a forehand that he puts right next to the pin. That is a working man's par that he's lined himself up for. And Harry pulls his to the left, so still has a long ways to go. Good bid by Noah. Wow, that is a circle 2 hit to save the triple bogey, which is pretty incredible considering he didn't go out of bounds at any point. That's a missed opportunity certainly for Micah. And Matt's in for the par, which means we should see bogeys then coming from both Noah and Micah. And with that, we head to the second easiest hole on the course. It's a par 4, 545 feet. All our players will be taking this right side gap. You want to land right about here, and then you'll have either a straight shot or somewhat of a turnover bending from left to right. That should bring you to the pin. All 3 days, this played as the second easiest hole, with hole number 16 being the only one that's easier relative to par. So you got to take advantage of this one.
Nice one, Noah. Good shot.
2 consecutive drives, set up well. Micah, he made a disc change, went to his caddy, got a new disc, and without pausing or any real hesitation, then comes running up on the tee pad ready to fire, all kind of in one fluid motion. Here he's going to just get around the corner, or to the corner, and that'll work out just fine. Rain has officially intensified even more. What a flex forehand. Putting a little turn on it at first, and then it carries just to the basket or just past it. Today this hole averaged 3.9, yesterday 3.84, and in the first day it averaged 3.81. And 2 inside there for Blakely. I want to thank you guys all for joining us here for this next day coverage. Big thanks to my cameraman Tyler, who's been out there also standing in the rain at the moment. Micah buries it. It's been a lot of fun checking out not only the track, but also seeing a bunch of familiar faces as we have the Disc Golf Pro Tour Q Series event. Next weekend is going to be another one taking place in Jacksonville. And the week after that, we will see the Q Series officially wrap up. You can find all the information for it over at Statmando in terms of who's qualified and where the standings are, how things are looking in terms of the Q Series. And I believe the final round or two will be broadcast live on the Disc Golf Network. I'm not involved with that one in particular, but it will be broadcast live on the Disc Golf Network. And if I sound a little hoarse or tired, it's because we're pushing a little after 1 in the morning on Sunday. Each one of the nights after the long edits, we were able to get the commentary knocked out around 2 a.m. So unfortunately, no pros were up and ready to join me at that time. But that's what's needed so you guys could have some next day action. Hole number 7 is our second par 5. Also the longest hole on the course, 1,227 feet. Long ways to go. Today, not much of a wait, and that's because, well, every other shot has taken us so long to get there.
Look pretty good.
So a minimal wait on the tee today.
That one's flippy now.
So far, so good. 2. Make that 3 that have now cleared the ravine and not too far offline. And with that, got some updates and some stuff we can check in with as they move down the fairway. Taking a quick break from the action to catch up with Brian Vickers, the executive director at the Mary Sunshine House. Brian, I'm sure plenty of people have been wondering, they've been watching the footage, but what exactly is the Mary Sunshine House?
Yeah, so what Mary Sunshine House is, we're solely a private pay 501c3 nonprofit organization. We're a supportive, independent community living for adults on the autism spectrum.
Okay, and you guys are located right here in South Carolina.
That's correct. Yeah, we're located in central South Carolina, so we're not that far from Clemson University. We're adjacent to Southern Western University, so there's plenty of amenities and a community integration for our adults and our residents that lives there.
Perfect. And what exactly are some of the services that you guys provide?
Yeah, so we provide residential, so basically maintaining independence in an apartment setting. So we also provide education, which is an ongoing training for daily living skills. We also do employment development, helping them connecting with local employers and to be successful in employment engagement opportunities. And then we also do socialization, where we can connect them with other residents and also to meet with other people and developing ongoing socialization skills. And then finally, we do community integrations. It's so that they can feel part of a community.
I'm glad that the disc golf community has hopefully fully embraced everything that you guys are doing. If somebody wanted more information, how can they reach out? How can they contact you?
Yeah, if there's anyone, if it's you or a family member or another family members that you know of, any adult with autism, it's a great opportunity where they can come together, connect with us, visit our website at www.marysunshinehouse.org.
All right, everyone, that's Brian Vickers. We're going to get back to the action. Make sure you reach out again, marysunshinehouse.org. So great to learn more about Mary Sunshine House. I'm sure so many of you curious where the name of the event came about, and glad to get that insight and background and support such an incredible nonprofit.
Whatever it is, it is.
Just keep on moving. Any forward progress is great here, it feels like, on hole number 7. If you're wondering just how difficult hole number 7 is, averaging 7.14. So par 5, averaging a little more than 2 strokes above par here today. Yesterday, it averaged 7.12, and in the opening round, 6.86. So somehow, it's gotten tougher for the players over the last 2 rounds.
That was a good shot, Dave.
As the rain continues to intensify. Also noticing up ahead on the on the right side of the fairway is where hole number 8's tee is. And we can see a group or 2 over there. So although the weight wasn't too bad on 7, it looks like it might catch up with us on 8. And I would love to see Harry have gone left side of those trees there. I understand the look on the forehand route, but there was just a lot more room to work with on the left side. Micah not able to get that one to drop.
There you go.
Most people won't argue with a bogey 6 there. The double bogey comes in for Harry, and Micah and Noah continue to keep their battle incredibly close. And keeping a wandering eye on some of the Chace and even third card competitors. And Matt's going to walk away with the elusive par. And the advantage that Micah had over Noah is gone by the time they complete hole 7. That's going to be in Noah's favor. We didn't get much of 8. The water officially caught up with one of my cameras and was preventing recording and all sorts of other issues, putting me in a full state of panic. So finally here we've got some of the tap-ins, and we'll see how things shake out on 8. Still plenty of action took place. Noah's going to be happy with the par. But just like we saw on hole number 7, as they said, there was a small straight. Well, there was one here on hole number 8 as well. Noah with the 4. Micah with the 6. Matt had a 5 and a 7 for Harry. So 4, 5, 6, 7 are the numbers that were taken on hole number 8. And with that, we can take a look at hole 9. Playing about the 6th easiest on the course, but still averaging .87 over par. We've yet to see a birdie on hole 9 today. And we'll see if our lead card can change that narrative. Couldn't ask for a better kick. Sometimes hitting trees can be helpful. Or you pretty much go all the way through them. And if you're looking for a textbook drive, that's what we just saw from Matthew. Micah gets pushed over to the left side. Really trying to get this one to go right. There again, not a terrible kick to push you a little bit more right. And Micah was stepping up and ready to go pretty much right away as he fired it down there. Should have a chance to get up and down and save a par. Great standstill coming there from Harry. Not mad about that. Huge shift in momentum in Noah's favor just over the last couple of holes between him and Micah. Kale Leviska, Paul Kranz, Evan Smith, all on second and third cards, are having pretty solid rounds as we're almost halfway through this final day. So we're kind of keeping an eye on their scores as well. Noah's third. That'll set him up for a short par look. Outstretch Groth here, trying to save his par. Matt currently is fourth in the Global Masters point system. Matt, 42 years old. He says he is actually just for a few more days, I believe. Soon he'll be celebrating a birthday, so happy birthday early to him. And when I asked him about coming from Ohio to play in this event, what sparked his interest in doing so, he said, I have a chance to somewhat keep up with the young guns of today if we're playing a wooded course. And I think he's proving just that as he's on the lead card out of 98 competitors. But pretty cool to see as Matt's been, of course, a longtime player, PDJ number 15,410. And with that, we're through 9 holes. Will we get all the way through the final 9? Darkness certainly could be an issue. We got a great battle unfolding. It's the Mary Sunshine Classic. We'll see you in the back 9.